Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, just wanted to talk about Litecoin, right? And I know Litecoin, but it is the Litecoin halving year, and we're at that point in the typical crypto 4-year cycle where you typically do see periods of upwards price action. Maybe not like to the moon, new bull market price action, but you do see upwards price action. If everyone remembers what Litecoin did back in 2019 when Bitcoin went on its little rally, you know. So today I want to look at Litecoin. I wanted to zoom out a little bit because that's what we do on this channel. We zoom out. We took the bigger, broader picture and we sort of ignore the 1 hour noise. All right, so Litecoin here. Litecoin's been on pretty much an absolute tear since June, right? The rest of the market has been bleeding off. The rest of the market has been struggling, sort of with the FTX stuff. Just most altcoins have been dribbling down, right? But Litecoin since June bounced off this beautiful level from back in 2019 and 2020 lows. Right at those lows, you guys can see that this was the 2019, the 2020 COVID crash actually wicked down and then came right back up and closed back at these levels. And also September of 2020 before we actually had a big move up right here. You can see that big support. Since about June, Litecoin's made its way from about $40 upwards to as high as $83. So about a 2x from June. Now, we don't sniff 2x's in crypto. A 2x in crypto, we're spoiled here, right? We like bigger gains. We like, the fun little 5, 10, 20x, whatever you guys are looking for in crypto. We don't sniff at 2x gains. So the question is, can the Litecoin halving, which is projected to be in July and August of this year, cause a little bit of upwards price action? Well, if you guys remember back in 2019, when Bitcoin went from about 3K to about 14K, Litecoin absolutely crushed it, right? So Bitcoin did about a 4.5x, while Litecoin went $20 to about 150, looking at about a 7.5x. So almost doubled up Bitcoin's move to the upside. Now, am I expecting Bitcoin to do a 4x to the upside? No, right? That would put Bitcoin at new all-time highs. That's probably not happening as long as the Fed is remaining a little bit hawkish, right? But in the meantime, I really do like where Litecoin is and the broader picture of Litecoin here. Why? Well, I look at Litecoin as sort of an oscillator, right? You got the lows of Litecoin and you got the highs of Litecoin. Now, the previous bear market lows came all the way down to about $20. We only came down to about 40. Could you assume that maybe you are getting a higher low in this cycle and you don't have to come all the way back down to 20? Yes. Could it come back down to 20 later on some type of Fed pivot dump? Yes. But if you look at where we're at, we bounced off the 2019, 2020 lows, okay? We're back above the bull market support band, right? So this whole bear market since November, right? We've had tests of the bear market resistance band, rejected. Tests of the bear market resistance band, rejected. But now have you noticed, we've had that beautiful W formation where we get one low, we get two lows, we come back up, we back test the top of the W formation, and we also test the bull market support band as support and are now flipping that as support. So you'll notice that the weekly price action looks really good for Litecoin. Now, we obviously want to see some continuation, but if you notice, Litecoin tends to go on some big rallies, and this was back here, back on in the previous Litecoin halving year, where you did do about a 7.5x from there. Now, this is the 20 moving average. It's cool, it's dandy, but what's the big one we have to get back over for Litecoin? And here's what I'm watching. This will be the kicker for me. We have the 50-week moving averages. This is the one where if we break it back above this one, I do think Litecoin could see significantly higher prices. And you notice that we are testing that right now as we speak. If we break back above this, in my opinion, I don't see why we can't come back up to $120 to $140 here over the course of the next couple weeks. That probably would be because Bitcoin is putting in higher levels, which I expect to happen, but we're not talking about Bitcoin today. So some key moving averages. You're holding the 20 moving average as support. Now we got back over the 50. I think if we get back over the 50, things are looking pretty good. Now, what is what is the thought process here? Well, we go down to like the RSI, right? Let's look at some indicators real quick. We look at down here at the RSI, and we'll notice that the weekly RSI did actually break up to the upside, right? So back in October, right before we actually had the run up, the RSI usually breaks out before price action. So RSI broke out, and then price action broke out, right? So that's kind of all we want to see for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's actually peeking its head right now too. Just no one's paying attention. But we're not, like I said, we're not talking about Bitcoin today. We're talking about Litecoin. For the other substance, we come down here to the MACD, and I wanted to bring up the 2-week MACD. On the 2-week chart, you notice that we did get that cross on the 2-week MACD right here back also in the beginning of November, kind of as we were coming up, right? You'll notice that it's only happened twice in Litecoin's history, right? It happened back here in March of 2019 in the Litecoin halving pump, okay? And then it happened again in July of 2020, right here, right before you obviously went to test the previous 2017 high. So you are at a point where typically Litecoin does get a move up. You have the Litecoin halving this year. I think the price action, in my opinion, looks really good. The last step for me is getting back over this 50-week moving average. If we get rejected from this, probably means Bitcoin topped out. You probably come back down to test the lows again. We probably can put this off for a few weeks. But if Litecoin can get a weekly close above the 50-week, I have to say that I do really like Litecoin's price action. The sentiments would not believe that you could go up from here. But I do think you could. I do think you could, bearing that we don't get destroyed by Jerome Powell over the course of the next couple weeks to months, right? Or at least the next couple weeks. Next couple weeks at least. So that's what I'm looking at. One big oscillator for Litecoin. I do like the longer term charts here. You could get pullbacks on the hourly, the 4-hour, the daily, and I know you're going to have trolls in here saying, well, we dumped. Okay, let's zoom out. Let's take a bigger picture look. Let's see what's happened in the past. Take that information and put it out there. Okay, we're not calling for all-time highs. We're calling for maybe another 2x on Litecoin here. And if we get back over the 50-week moving average, I think we're in business. So that's kind of the video today. Make sure you smack up the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new, and we'll make some more of these longer term, charts and videos here. You typically talk about Bitcoin, but I want to bring up Litecoin today as it is the Litecoin halving year. All right. Adios, guys. See you guys in the other channel live stream tonight. Peace.